Okay, guys, welcome to Jamboard training. My name is Miss Olga Aguirre. Thank you for joining me on the Jamboard training. The reason for this training is because this is one of my requirements for my principal certification. So I'm glad that you guys were able to join me today because this training that I have to offer you guys is it's very informative, and it's a very interactive type of training that you could go ahead and use later on in your classroom with your students. Okay, so and before I even could go any further, I do want to let you guys know that this session is being recorded for grading purposes. So if you guys are okay with it being recorded, can you just go ahead and either give me a thumbs up or nod your head, yes or no, if you're okay with it. Okay, awesome. Okay, and this training is expected to last about 40 to 45 minutes, just so you guys are aware. So before I begin, I do need to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, hold on, share screen. Sorry. Can you give me a thumbs up if you're able to see the Jamboard screen? Okay, and if for some reason you're not able to see what I'm presenting, just either unmute yourself and just quickly tell me if you're not seeing when I'm moving the slides. Okay, so the first one right here, like I say, welcome to Jamboard. And this is the way that Jamboard looks. If you go into when you open up your computer, I'm gonna show you how to get to Jamboard before we even begin. Okay, so when you open up your computer and it opens up to your Google, are you able to see the Google slide, the Google background? Okay. When you open your computer, you go into the Google, you press the waffle, the little waffle right here at the right-hand top corner, and then you scroll down. It goes to right here, it says Jamboard. Once you click on Jamboard, you're able to go ahead and, I know right here it's this one, but it opens up to a new Jamboard, and you're able to go ahead and start creating your new Jamboard, or you could go ahead and start working off of one that you have already created before. So this is where we're at right now. Okay, so this is the Jamboard and how to get to it. On our agenda for today, we do have what is Google Jamboard, Jamboard tools. I will let you know I will show you how to share this Jamboard and make it an interactive lesson for your students. Of course, I will give you ideas on what type of expectations to set with your students to make sure that you keep your students on task. I will go ahead and we'll go over different activities or ideas for using Jamboard. And at the end, we will have time for any questions, comments, or concerns that you guys might have over Jamboard. Again, Google Jamboard is an interactive whiteboard that can be utilized during synchronous or asynchronous instruction. Okay, so it could go ahead and be done through whole group, small group, or independently. It just depends how you want to go ahead and tailor it to your students. And this program right here, it lends itself to work with whatever type of group. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and begin going over the Jamboard tools that are available for us in this program. The very first one is the pen. Okay, when you click on the icon, a list or a drop menu will come out, and it has different kinds of pens. Okay, depending on which one you want to use, you could go ahead and use either the fine point, or you could go ahead and use a thicker one like the marker, or you could go ahead and use a paintbrush. Okay. You're able to go ahead and choose different colors of pens that you would like to utilize. So depending on what you want to use, you could use this to go ahead and either underline things for students so they could be able to visually see what word you're focusing on. That is very neat. The highlighter the highlighter is it's a good tool to use to, like I said, highlight things for your students so they could be able to have a better visual. This Jamboard also has an eraser. An eraser is really, it's a great tool to have, because if you do make mistakes, or if your students make mistakes, you're able to utilize the eraser to go ahead and erase any mistakes that you might have done. And this is good to use to show to your students that even though you're a teacher yourself, or, you know, we all make mistakes, and it's okay to make mistakes as long as that we're able to go back and erase them and, you know, correct our mistakes. We do have the select button. That select button is whenever you have pictures or different words on your Jamboard, you're able to click on them, and the select button will allow you to move your icons or your words around like this. We have, this is one of the best parts, I guess, of Jamboard, which is called sticky notes. Okay, with sticky notes, you're able to go ahead and you know, put like messages or notes for your students, or when students are working with each other, they're able to use sticky notes and maybe go ahead and, you know, share different ideas or thoughts that they might have. For example, I could go ahead and put a sticky note in my morning message for my students that that would say, you are the best. Oh, sorry, I misspelled it. You are the best. I could choose the different color of sticky note that I would like to utilize, and I would save it. And now the sticky note will be displayed in my Jamboard. Will be displayed in my Jamboard. So just like in other programs, just like in Google Slides or even PowerPoint, you're able to click on the select the image, and right here on the dots right next to them, you're able to either stretch out your image, make it bigger, or even rotate it to the side. Of course, if you decide to put it on there and you no longer want to use it, you could go ahead and delete it. You could go ahead and duplicate it, you know, make two of the same, or you could go back and edit it because, you know, you want to change the message on your sticky note. So you could go ahead and edit and make that change that that you would like to make. So I could put, you know, you are left. Okay, so now you have, you know, more than the sticky notes. Okay. The next icon is to add an image. Okay, and add the image, you know, just like in Google Slides, you're able to add images from your files from your device. So, you know, I could go ahead and select the device, and I could go ahead and insert an image from my computer. So I could go ahead and go maybe into pictures. And in pictures, I have, you know, like all these types of emojis. I could go ahead and upload it in here, and it would appear on the same icon. You could go ahead and go into Google image search, and let's say that you want to go ahead and put an image from the internet for the students. Let's see, I want to put them a pencil. You go ahead and include pencil, search pencil, then you're gonna get all the different pictures of pencils. You choose whichever one you would like, and of course you will go ahead and press. I can't do it. You will press select, and I know the icon's in the way, but you will press select, and you could go. The image appears now on your Jamboard presentation, and you're able again to resize the image to whatever you would like. Okay, if you go ahead and press it again, you could also choose pictures from your Google Drive, or you could go ahead and just go to the most recent pictures that you have added, and then just choose from something from there to go ahead and include in your Jamboard. So I think that was, you know, awesome. Okay, we also have the next icon, which is just shapes. Okay, and there's a small arrow right here. If you press on it, you're able to get other shapes. When you, let's say that I want to go ahead and press the arrow. Okay, so now you have your arrow right here, and you could go ahead and definitely move it around to wherever you want, stretch it out. You could go ahead and change the outline of not the outline. I mean, you could change fill it in with whatever color is available right here from this colors. You could go ahead and also change the outline of the shape. I mean, not change the outline, change the color of the outline on your shape. And in this shapes will come, you know, very in handy when you're, you know, using them for different lessons like math or writing and so on. The next tool that we have is the text box. Okay, with the text box, you just press on it, put it on your Jamboard, and you start typing whatever whatever message you want to go ahead and include. So, and of course, the more that you stretch out the box, the more you're able to write, and you're able to stretch it up or down, and the same as the pictures, rotate them to the side. And of course, if you decide that you don't want to utilize it, you could just go ahead and delete it. Okay, and this tool right here, it is called, and I had to, hold on, sorry. It's called the laser tool. Okay, so the laser tool, you go ahead and press on it, and the laser tool is pretty cool. It's kind of like a laser when you're presenting or you're talking. You're able to write on your Jamboard, and the laser tool, the line erases as you go. So this right here is very interesting or nice to use with your kids, because you don't have to go back and erase any lines, and it's automatically erasing on its own as you go. It's just to, so that you could go ahead and focus the student's attention to a certain area that you want to, but you don't have to go back and erase anything, okay? Because it automatically does it on its own. Okay, so those are the Jamboard tools. Is there any questions over that so far?
I do have a question. Is there any way that we can change the background on the Jamboard?
Change the background on the Jamboard? Yes, you're able. If you look to your, sorry, yes, I'm sorry, go ahead. If you go right here to the background, and I forgot to show you that, thank you for pointing it out. If you go here to the background, a little drop down menu is going to come out, and you're able to go ahead and press it. And I'm sure that one's a little bit hard to see, but it's just a lot of little dots in the back, or you're able to use maybe something with the lines. And this is ideal to use when you're doing math, because it already has the little squares for the students to kind of like keep their numbers aligned. And it also has a blue-black background or a black. The colors are a little bit limited, but you are able to change the backgrounds on your presentation. And of course, you decide you're finished with your frame, and you decide, you know what, I don't want any of this on here, then you could definitely go ahead and clear the frame, and everything will go ahead and get cleared from your frame. If you decided that you made a mistake, you could also do the undo button, and of course everything pops back up into your Jamboard frame. So we'll go ahead. Is there any other questions?
No, okay. Thank you.
Okay, so like I was saying, setting expectations with your students when you are using Jamboard is a must, okay? Because although Jamboard is a very interesting tool to use, it could also be very distracting to students or to your classroom if you don't set any expectations, okay? So I just, make sure that you go over with those expectations with your students, like be respectful with one another, especially when they're using the sticky notes and they're able to go ahead and put, notes when they're collaborating with each other. Make sure that they are being respectful, to ask for help, to listen to each other, collaborating, showing the respect, I guess, is the one that sticks out the most. And for them to go ahead and be respectful with other people when they're talking, or to take their turns, okay? Not everybody, the whole point of this Jamboard is for students to use it as a tool where they could collaborate and work with each other collaboratively. So setting the expectations with students will definitely help in that aspect. Okay, we have some easy activities that we could go ahead and do or use using the Jamboard. But of course, like every program, Jamboard also has some limitations. Okay, we are able to do anything from labeling, small group tasks, check for understanding, even wellness checks. We could do sorting, problem solving problems, exit tickets. We could do quick writes, brainstorming, sequencing of event, or even anchor charts. However, there is the limitations on Jamboard is that the page layout. Unfortunately, the only page layout that the Jamboard has is landscape. Okay, we cannot do it up and down the portrait. We cannot upload any PDFs, but we can download your presentation to a PDF. And if you go over here to the three dots, okay, if you press on it, you're able to download your presentation to a PDF, but you're not able to upload. And of course, you're able to save the frame as an image, you're able to rename, or you're able to remove or make a copy of your presentation. Okay. There's a limit on the amount of slides that we could go ahead and use. And the limit that we could use is only up to 20 slides. So once you reach the 20, you're not able to add any more. So the amount of slides that you have to work with is limited. And you could not insert any videos. So hopefully that is something that they could add on later on. But as of now, we could not insert any videos into Jamboard. Pictures and text are movable. So even though I put this, I put this here for you, students are able to go in there and move the icons around because they're not locked in place. So things will get moved around. And of course, students' names do not appear when working on Jamboard. So when you go back into it and you see what the students have done, you will see the work that they have done, but you will not be able to see what student did what. So that's something that that's kind of limited. Okay, and another thing that I forgot to show you is that you are able to share this with your students. If you are meeting with your students through Google Meets, all you do is copy the link and drop it into your chat box, and the students are able to go ahead and press on the link, and they're able to work on what you assign them. Or you could go ahead and share the link with the kids, with the kids. Like right now, I'm going to go ahead and share it with some of you, with Miss, and I'll share Miss Alviso and Miss Alice. Oh. My goodness. Oh, I can't. Okay, Miss Alice, I'll share it with you, and I could send it to you. Okay, and make sure that that it says editor right here, so that you're able to go ahead and the kids are able to edit. So once you guys receive the invitation, you guys could go ahead and press on it, so that you guys could go ahead and help me complete this interactive sheet, so the other members could go ahead and see. You got it? Okay. So one thing that you could go ahead and do is circle the letter. So you could go ahead and if I say, all right, students, can you please circle the letter A? As a student, you're able to go in there and circle the letter A. And you could go ahead and either they could use the highlighter or one of the pens. Very good. I see some of you are already trying it out. You could go ahead and circle. Okay. So that's exactly what you would ask the students. Maybe you could go ahead and ask, I don't know, maybe Ms. Ordonez to go ahead and use the color red and Ms. Alviso to use the color orange, so that you could see that, all your students are participating and circling the letter A. So, or if you're working with a student 101, you're able to see if they are able to recognize the letters. Okay. Awesome. Just like that. And I think this is very neat, because when you're working with the little ones, especially, you want to know if they are able to recognize the letter. And by them being able to circle the letter on their own, that gives you an idea, or lets you know, like, okay, yeah, they are understanding what is being said. Okay, awesome, thank you. Okay, now we have Jamboard can also be a good tool to use whenever you're doing sequence of events and reading. Let's say that you're reading the story, The Three Little Bears, and you want to go ahead and make sure the kids are understanding sequence of events. You could go ahead and tell them, okay, I want for you guys to go back in here as a group, and you guys are going to be able to tell me what happened in the beginning, what happened in the middle, or what happened in the end of the story. So students could go ahead and press either the text box and then include the text box right here. Of course, you're able to, hold on. Okay, the students are able to go ahead and type in here. Okay, at the beginning of the student, at the beginning, and it's, of course, the text comes up a little bit bigger, and that's another thing that we cannot change the font unless you move the box itself, then it makes the font a little bit smaller. Okay, but they could go ahead and type in here what happened at the beginning of the story, or they could go ahead and write it in using one of the pens. Okay, so it's a little bit hard to use, but when they're using the iPads, they're able to write in there what happened at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. And you're welcome to give it a try if you would like to include anything. And of course, you're able to let them know that they're able to erase whatever they want to go back and erase. Yes, Miss Ordonez.
Can they add a text as well there?
Yes, you could go ahead
Maybe
and
if they don't want to write with the pen, they
yes,
can probably use a text as well, or no?
yes, they're able to use the text and exit. You press the little text box, they click on here, and then they're able to go ahead and type in what they would like to go ahead and type in right here in the box itself. See?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, the next one, another thing that students could do is compare and contrast. Okay, so how are the characters of Cinderella and the rough-faced girl alike or different? And this right here is, something big that the kids could go ahead and work with each other, because especially right now through distance learning, we do have their kids working on comparing and contrast from their books, or working on comparing and contrast independently on their journal. However, as a teacher, it's very hard for us to go ahead and see what they're actually doing on their journal or in their book. Unless they send us a picture or to Class Dojo or Google Classroom, we're not really seeing if the kids know how to do compare and contrast. But with Jamboard, the kids are able to go ahead and all, be working together, and they're able to go ahead and let us know, okay, if they're understanding how to compare and contrast between the two stories. And for this one, you could, ask the kids to each of them get a sticky note, and maybe right here in the sticky note, they're able to go ahead and tell us, well, Cinderella wore a blue dress. Okay, so Cinderella wore a big dress. Okay, so, and the rough girl, I don't know, maybe the rough girl she wore a red dress. And then they could go ahead and give us one of how were they alike. So if you guys want to go ahead and give it a try, if you want to go get a post-it note and then put it in the middle and let me know how Cinderella and the rough face were similar. Okay, very good. So both main characters. Okay, and then she's able to drag it in there. Okay. Very good. Okay, and then like that, everybody's able to participate at the same time, so everybody gets to put their little, their reasons in there. And everybody, like that, you'll get more student participation, and you will not feel, some students will not feel as if they're being left out, because they will all have the same opportunity to participate in the classroom. This is going to take time, of course, for kids to learn how to use, but with practice and as time goes on, of course, the using of the tools and the Jamboard will get a lot easier for both teacher and student. Okay, very good. All right. On the next one, for this one, they could also go ahead and do the same. They could do, which meal would you rather eat? Create a sticky. So this one is even, you could include pictures like this that gives you, gives the students the instructions. So it's telling them to create a sticky and say, I like it gives them the sentence frames. I like blank because blank. So add your name to the sticky, move it to the row of the one that you would choose. So if you guys want to go ahead and try that one, I'll go ahead and do one as well. So I could go ahead and of course, it's always a good idea to do one yourself and model for your students so that they're able to know exactly what is expected from them at the time. So let me channel it. So we can put I like pizza because I love bread. Okay. And then I will go ahead, and I forgot to include my name, so I will go ahead and edit it and then put my name here towards the bottom or my next one, Aguirre. I like tacos because they're yummy. And then the other one put, I like tacos because they are very delicious and especially with a lot of lemon and grilled onions, miso onions. Okay, you see, and that's, sorry, and it's things like this that will, I guess, spike up the interest of your students, because just like I was trying to read what you guys have wrote, so would other students, you know, and then they get to compare and contrast, or they get to see what kind of foods, you know, they like or they're interested in, or why they would rather eat pizza instead of tacos or burger instead of pizza. So it will keep your students very interactive and engaged in your lessons.
Ms. Aguirre, I like the visual because they're able to see how many, the amount of people. So it's a very good, nice visual for them to see it off.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
true. Thank you for pointing it out. Yeah, it is a great visual because the kids get to see, I guess, as more stickies get added on, they're able to see you know, which kids or which students, you know, rather have tacos and pizza and so on and so forth. But yeah, very good. Thank you, Ms. Aluso. Okay. Jamboard is especially good when you're doing math, especially in things like this, like comparing numbers. Students always have a hard time with math, you know, period, and having visuals or interactive sheets like this is it's a great idea or a great opportunity for students, because they're able to go ahead and manipulate the different signs, and they're able to go ahead and include their answer or their response right here on the sheet. And of course, you could go ahead and assign this assignment to maybe a group of 2 to 3 kids, where kids could go ahead and you know, work with each other in groups and say, okay, well, what is 11 and 20? Is 11 greater, less than, or equal to 20? And you could model for the student with the first one. You know, you could say, you know, the alligator always wants to eat the bigger number, so which number would the alligator would rather eat? You know, and the kids will answer, you know, 20. So you get the sign. And right here you have to, I forgot to send this to the back. Hold on, guys. I don't know what happened. Give me a bit, guys, sorry.
I like how you're able to navigate through the slides.
Oh yes, I forgot to tell you.
Faster.
Yeah.
Instead of clicking and clicking.
Yes, and I forgot to let you guys know that, yes, at the top of this, you're able to drop down the menu, and then you are able to see all the slides at the top. And just like how what happened to me right now, that I got out accidentally, it automatically saves the work for you. So you see how we had worked on these slides previously, even though I got out of it accidentally, the work was still saved right there. So now you're able to see like the sign right there. So I mean, you guys are welcome to give it a try. You know, it's a easy interactive worksheet that students could go ahead and use to go ahead and compare numbers. Jamboard is basically, you could basically use it for any type of activity or any type of lesson or subject, guys. It's just, you know, the possibilities are endless. So you just need to go, of course, mess around with it, play around with it to see what will be best for your students. And like I said, this is going to take a while for students to get and understand, but you just have to be persistent with it and stick with it, and your students will be, by the time you know it, your students are going to be, you know, even knowing how to do a lot more than you do on Jamboard. Okay, so you see, I see you guys navigating through it pretty quickly, so it's not very hard to understand. What do you guys think about it so far?
I like that it's interactive and the students are able to interact with one another. And like you mentioned over here on the top, like how you're able to view the slides. I like that as well. And you can even assign the slides to the students. So my imagination it's already going because I see like there's so many possibilities. And I noticed that you have like the 3 little dots here too on the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that one also has it. So no, yeah, it's neat because it has additional features there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, as you see, and then once you start playing around with the Jamboard, you're able to, you know, you come across different features that you haven't seen before. So, and like I said, this, like, for example, this laser tool, and I believe the image one, these are new things that Jamboard has added. So, you know, we're only hoping, especially with everybody doing remote learning right now, or almost everybody, they will be adding a lot more features. And I'm really looking forward to see if they can add the video. Because adding the video option to add video, that would be amazing, I believe, because you will be able to do a lot more with students. Okay, thank you guys. The next one that we could go ahead and practice, and this is mostly tailored to the lower grades, but upper grades could also go ahead and benefit from slides like this with handwriting. Kids right now I know at the lower grade levels at our campus, they have iPads. So right now the kids are not really utilizing, you know, any handwriting skills because everything is done either through the computer or through the tablet. Everything is click, 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 click. So I like Jamboard because Jamboard, if you add worksheets like this, the kids will still be able to, at least with their finger or their mouse, especially, it lends itself very well with iPads, because the kids will be able to use, you know, their finger to go ahead and write the letter A. So you could tell the kids, you know, I would like for you guys to go. And, you know, the first thing that I want for you to do is to highlight the words and the letters or trace the words in blue, or the letter, I'm sorry, in blue. And the kids could go ahead and do that. And that was, you know, they'll take him a little bit so they could practice it. Yeah, I messed up right there. So I could just go and erase. The same thing with the kids. Okay, and then you could tell them that on the bottom line, they are to go ahead and write it down. So if they have a tablet or a mouse, they're able to do it with their tablet, with their stylus pen or their finger, and they could go ahead and practice that handwriting. So if you guys want to go ahead and give it a try, so you guys could be able to, it's not as, I like it because like I said, it would force them to practice those handwriting skills or those motor skills, even if it is using their finger. There you go. Okay. Awesome. All right, thank you guys. Now let's move on to the next one. Okay, Jamboard is also awesome because you get to go ahead and make those connections with your students. You know, a lot of kids or all of us are celebrate a birthday once a year, and I feel like right now that we're doing remote learning, we're limited to the amount of things that we could go ahead and do to make our students feel special, at least even on their birthday. So, including a frame like this with happy birthday, a happy birthday message, you could encourage other students as they come into your classroom in the morning or sometime throughout the day when we are working on Jamboard, for them to go ahead and get, you know, a Post-it note and go ahead and write a happy birthday message to the students. So we could just, you know, have them do, you know, happy birthday, Nancy. Happy birthday, Nancy. Oh, sorry, I missed up. And they save it, and now their birthday message would appear right here for the student to see. And it's something so small that that students could go ahead and do for other students. And there you go. Yeah, you could also use the image. So you could go ahead and include happy birthday images for students. Oh, there you go. You guys are getting all fancy on me. There you go. See? So, see, and your students will be able to do the exact same thing when you guys are, when you show the students how to utilize Jamboard. So they'll surprise you also and come up with this, you know, other things or images. And it's nice for students to go ahead and receive those happy birthday messages when it's their birthday. And as you know, you're able to make those daily check-ins with your kids also using Jamboard. So, and right now towards the end, I will share a file with you guys with that has like different messages for the students. Okay. There you go. Thank you guys. All right, let's move on. Okay, I know this right here is will be very beneficial during writing because when you're learning over singular or plural, and there's, of course, like I said, there's a lot of different lessons that you could use Jamboard to help you. That you could use Jamboard to teach students. But one of the lessons that I used recently and that I like was using this, the singular and the plural, where I noted down a lot of different words for the kids to look at. And as a group, they needed to come back into Jamboard and then move the sticky notes around and let me know if the word was singular or if it was plural. Okay, and of course, do a mini lesson to students before and remind them what is singular and what is plural, so that whenever they are assigned the Jamboard frame, they're able to easily navigate and they are able to move the sticky notes to where they pertain to singular or plural. So you guys could be able to utilize you guys are able to move them around if you would like, so you could see. I feel like kids need to be doing something at all times. You know, they cannot just be sitting across the computer and, you know, be expected to listen to us all the faithfully. We need to give our kids those experiences where they could go ahead and use their hands, be able to move things around, and that's the only way that they will be able to learn, and that's the way that we will be able to keep them engaged. So activities like this will definitely be very beneficial for our students. See, so that was pretty easy, right? I mean, it is a lot of work to set it up for the kids, but the results will be, they will be worth it. Okay, this is another one. It's called, what is your favorite food to eat? Okay, and you could go ahead and if sometimes the kids don't feel like typing, they don't feel like writing or, adding a sticky note, you could definitely encourage them to go ahead and go to the add an image. And maybe they could go ahead and just look for food that they would like to eat. For example, my favorite food is hamburger. So I'll go ahead and search for an image of a hamburger. And I will go ahead and choose it. Press select right here towards the bottom. And the image will appear on the web. And I will downsize it to the size that I want. And I will just include my image here. And right now, I will encourage you guys to go ahead and do the same search for image on added image and then include it here in our web so we could see what is your favorite type of food to eat. Oh, spaghetti and what is that, fish? Very good. And I believe like once the first time that you introduce this to your kids is gonna be new and interesting to them. So they're gonna want to be including all different kinds of pictures. But of course, we have to go back and let them know about our expectations, that the Jamboard presentation, it's only for us to go ahead and utilize for teaching purposes or for learning purposes, that it's okay to, if they insert an image that they don't like, it's okay for them to delete it, but not to be, playing with it over and over again. I think that's the expectation is something that the kids need to be reminded about. Awesome. Okay, you could go ahead and use it for math. Okay, the puppy chased 3 balls, and you could just our word problems. I included a very simple one, and I put the puppy chased 3 balls. 1 ball got away. How many balls does the puppy have left? Okay, so the kids are, of course, this is something that needs to be modeled for them so they could know what to do, and then they're able to go ahead and do it themselves. So I would, this is the puppy, so I will go ahead and say, well, the puppy chased 3 balls, so I will grab the balls and put them right here, because the question says show 3 balls next to the puppy. So then I would make sure, okay, 1, 2, 3, and then it says asking them how many balls got away. So the students would have to go back to the word problem, and they would have to figure out, well, 1 ball got away. So right here they would have to include a small text box so they could go ahead and write the number 1. Okay, now we would have to let them know to set up their subtraction problem. And they could go ahead and either include the text box. Well, there you go. They could go ahead and include the text box, or they could go ahead and press edit right here, and they're able to go ahead and type in their subtraction problem. So it will be 3 minus 1. Okay, so if I tell them, okay, so 1 ball left, that means that you would have to cross out 1 ball. So you could tell them to use their highlighter or their marker and cross out 1 ball so they could have a visual of how many balls they would have left. So according to this, how many balls would they have left, guys? 2. Okay, so you guys could go ahead and answer, or you guys could go ahead and include your answer on the spreadsheet itself or in the presentation. Well, there you go. And you can use, and you're not limited to use, just the text box. You're not limited to, or, the pen. You could also use the sticky note. There's different ways that they could go ahead and answer. And that's the beauty of this, that kids learn in different ways. And this is a very great tool that the students could go ahead and utilize. How many balls does a puppy have left? So it's 2. Okay, very good. So then, of course, you would just repeat the answer right there. Okay. Awesome. Okay, now the takeaway. So I do want to share with you guys a teacher pay teachers hello Jamboard templates, and it's a growing bundle, and I will send you guys the link for the templates. But I wanted to show you really quick, and this is going to be it right here. Okay, the teacher pay teacher package includes directions of how to use the Jamboard. It gives you already it gives you slides that are already ready for you to use. For example, like this one, the Jamboard expectations. Only move your sticky note. It already has it created for you. All you would have to do is copy it and then go to your Jamboard that you have open and just paste it on there. Okay, once you Control V to paste, the image will go ahead and appear on your Jamboard. You're able to go ahead and it gives you, things for the morning meeting, for your greetings, things that you could go ahead and share. I like this because it just has a lot. This growing bundle is about over 200 slides. So it has, compare and contrast. It has activities, where kids could go ahead and say about why they are thankful. The birthday messages, it just has so many things. And I encourage you, this one is the wellness check. How charged do you feel today? So the kids are able to tell you, I feel great today, or my battery is almost drained. So that gives you an idea of, okay, what type of day your students have been having the day before, or how, to be a little bit more understanding with them if they're not feeling all that charged up for the day. Like when I say, once I email you guys, make sure that you guys go into it, explore it. It has so much things to offer. You just have to play around with it and choose what you like. so that you could go ahead and start utilizing with your students. Okay. Next. Is there any questions that you guys might have over the training, or anything that I have that you would like for me to repeat or anything like that?
No, I was just agreeing with Mr. Perez on the chat. He says that it's an excellent resource for all subjects, and I agree with him because you were able to show us something for math, for writing. We also have something that was like, I noticed that you added something for like the lower grades and upper grades, and the happy birthday. Like the students miss being in the classroom, so I think that that's a great way for us to build relationships with them. So yes, looking forward. Thank you for the file. It looks like so much fun, so it's something different, right, for the students, but thank you very much.
Yes, it's something different for the students. Like, and yes, it is a great resource. Thank you, Mr. Perez, and you guys for participating and letting me allowing me the opportunity to show you guys Jamboard. And it is a great resource for us to use. It's new to all of us, you know, even to me. Sometimes I do have to mess around with it to figure things out. But as long as we, you know, keep messing around with it, we, you know, we could make those lessons a lot more interactive for our students, because right now, even though we're learning virtually, we still have a lot of accountability. And you know, right now our job is more than just teaching. You know, our job is like, we need to make sure that we get our students attention and that they remain focused on the lesson, and this Jamboard is a great way to do that. But thank you. If there's no more questions or anything like that, then thank you so much, guys, for participating, and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Ms. Aguirre.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Ms. Aguirre,
Yes.
yes, if you can just email it to me. Will you be emailing that today, or
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
thank you.
I'll give it to
Yes,
you right now.
yes, yeah, I would like to use it on Monday. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Aguirre.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.